It's happening. Palia is entering closed beta this week, and as someone who has released multiple videos talking about the issues that I saw in the gameplay videos, I thought I would turn around and make a video discussing a few things that I'm looking forward to in the game. But before we get into that, I've also noticed a ton more creators talking about Palia recently, I wonder why, and I've seen a ton of people mention that they want to stream the game when it comes out for them. If you're one of those people, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always trying to find different views and creators to watch in the game space, and don't worry if you don't come across as super cynical like me. If everyone was the same, it would be boring anyway. Also, I'll give a general health update for me at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that if you want. So here are 5 things that I'm looking forward to in Palia in a real order, but not really a real order. 1. Decorating a house. It should come as no surprise that one of the main features of the game is something that I'm looking forward to. Sure, I've taken some issue with some systems within the housing process, but at the same time, housing and decor has been genuinely poorly done by so many MMOs over the past 20 years that what we've seen shown off could be seen as a bit of a step up, too. With that said, I'm also awful with decor. My main way of interacting with this system is probably going to be to look at a few hundred houses for inspiration, then make something that looks like a 3-year-old who still can't draw within the lines created it. But it'll be fun either way, I'm sure. Number 2, in a very controversial opinion, at least on the Palia Discord, the skill I'm most looking forward to is hunting. That's right, that crazy skill that creates dozens of arguments per second about whether or not killing defenseless pixels, I mean creatures, could or should ever be in a cozy game. As some of you may know, Palia is set around the small village of Kalima. As fewer of you may know, I grew up out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Putting 2 and 2 together, you can probably tell why this skill is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. I grew up hunting. Not just as a sport, but as a way to bond with friends and family, as a way to learn the importance of many life lessons, such as patience and how not to accidentally shoot yourself, and most importantly, as a way to get food living in an area where the poverty line was something most people looked up to in fascination. Maybe I'm the broken one, but hunting in games is a way for me to remind myself of where I came from, even if I don't do it in real life anymore. Number 3, uncovering the lore. While many people may see the main story, humans reappearing to a less sophisticated world of an elf-like people who are mistrustful of the tools of their predecessors, and apparently there are space cats too, and trying to uncover why all of this exists and why they felt the need to include those space cats at all, as a bit simple and overdone, especially the cats, I tend to enjoy putting the pieces of the story together in games that I enjoy. It can be something overly complex with moving parts, more like the Elder Scrolls, or a pretty straightforward and linear tale like the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I still can't believe was actually published by Sega. I want to see how the pieces of the puzzle fall into place in this game, and I'm hoping that it's done well, because I'm looking forward to it. Number 4, playing with the community. One of the main draws of any MMO style game, at least to me, are my interactions with other people in the world. I'm not talking about just running around and seeing people in the wilderness or whatever, but actually doing things with other players. If I'm out hunting, I want the ability for animals to get spooked by some random person who's bad at hunting, or I guess just trolling me in this case. It adds to the feel of the game, you know? And it helps build relationships in the game. I want events, dev or player made, that bring players together to celebrate or just for any common cause. And as a side note, I can totally see people trolling me, or trolling anybody that's hunting if they have the aforementioned opinions on hunting not being a cozy thing. But yeah, playing with other people, something big that I'm looking forward to. And number 5, and the final thing I can't wait to do, get back into the game. As everyone who watched my last video knows, I played in some of the tests, and I've been in the game, and I am under active NDA and need to quadruple check everything that I put in this video and every other video that I make to make sure it doesn't break it. Something that I haven't talked about, mostly due to the nuances that would come with describing it, is how much fun just being in the game can be. For me personally, I didn't always need to actively be doing stuff to have fun. It was just there, around me. Sadly, I can't really explain this deeper, but I wanted to let you guys know that despite my negative takes and videos, that I do enjoy the game. I just find it much easier to express the things I dislike because I know why I dislike something. It stands out to me and is generally something that I feel might even be too easy to express. When I like something, that's where the problems tend to arise. Do I necessarily know why I like something? It actually seems like it's harder for me to know why I like something, not why it's good. Those are two completely different things. You can like something that's bad. But yeah, it's harder to know why I like something than it is to know why I don't like something. Maybe I just don't pay enough attention to the reasons for liking things? I don't know, but that's enough philosophy. I like a lot of things in the game. It's very fun to play in it. That's all. And that's the 5 things that I like about Palia that I'm waiting for, can't wait for in the game. If you just came for the video, thanks for watching, have fun, bye-bye. Otherwise, I wanted to talk about some recent issues that I had the last few weeks and days specifically. As some of you may know, I was taken to the ER Thursday night, Friday morning, with chest pain and shortness of breath, both pretty severe. Both the first responders and the staff at the hospital were great, and they ruled out a heart attack and a bunch of other nasty causes. What they settled on in the multiple hours that I was there is that I had a very bad case of gastritis, which was made worse by some steroids that I had been on because of my asthma, which was much worse over the past few weeks. I've been given another 3 or 4 medications to go on. Some of those are short-term, some are more permanent. But until I've adjusted to everything, I don't see myself making any more pig production style videos. And this will likely be my last scripted video on this channel for a bit, maybe a few weeks. It depends on how long it takes for my body to adapt for stuff and for me to find medication that actually works for me, because I do tend to have issues with medications. Why? I just don't feel well. Even sitting down to record this, which is like a 10-minute recording, hurts. It does. At the same time, while I am looking at the comments on these videos, I have limited myself to checking only when I feel my best. And because I, historically, as I said, I do not get along well with medications, these times are a lot more rare than they previously were. So I'm sorry if it looks like I'm ignoring people. I am specifically just not replying right now, and I'm reading them when I feel I'm best able to. I was also going to originally explain what my chest pain felt like, but since pain is such an individual thing, I decided against that because I don't want people to mistake a very serious health condition for mine just because the symptoms were somewhat the same sounding. Basically, I made this video for this update at the end. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta lie down as I wait for my meds that take days to actually kick in to, do that. Sorry about the lack of editing in this video, just didn't really feel well enough for it. And also, one last update, no, I am not in the Palia Partner Program. They did not pick me, and goodbye.